Hi, it's currently 104 in Vegas. To anyone who uses Celsius, my apologies. This is on the fly, I'm not converting it. So I have my fan on. It's super fucking hot. And I just haven't done one of these in a while. And the reason I haven't done one of these in a while is because I've just been thinking a lot about a ton of shit, and a ton of shit has happened recently that makes me a little bit weird and nervous to even say anything. But I'm going to try to ramble a bit about a big lesson I've learned in this last month. I feel like every time I make a flockness, it gets weirdly depressing or kind of melancholy with a positive message at the end, twisting it like I kind of know what I'm talking about, or trying to not end it on a bad note to then continue and wake up the next day and continue doing stuff. And recently I really challenged myself, not with just this channel, but by doing it on my main channel. I made a whole really big personal video about Rocket Raccoon, which involved me writing about me. Like, not just this little caricature that I put online, but like actually me. Like things I was insecure about, things I have problems with, and feelings that I have. And then after making this really personal video, I got very paranoid about the future and where my places and stuff, so I hauled ass and made a video about Pixar that is now becoming my biggest video of all time. The success is fucking crazy from it. And from there, I have two lessons that I learned, and I don't know if they're the right lessons, and they're kind of conflicting with each other, and I just guess I should talk about it. My Last of Us video bombed, and from that video, that was the most effort I've ever put into video before. I thought I did everything right and didn't get the results that I wanted, and from there I took a direction of maybe I shouldn't be so perfectionist. Maybe I should let down and be more genuine. And then I started watching a bunch of Naked Jakey videos and a bunch of stuff, and this is at the time where I was on this Guardians 3 high, and I was in love with this character, and I wanted to talk about this character so fucking bad. But the only way to do justice to this thing was to honestly be myself, and I've been really at odds of this with Flockness. I didn't do Flockness for a year because I was afraid about having things vulnerable about me being attacked by people online, or that I shouldn't be doing this because my pure purpose is just to entertain people. I get told this echo chamber a lot by a bunch of YouTubers. Just don't be yourself, just be the entertainment, try to make people laugh and just be the funny thingy. But I made this video anyway, and I didn't make it to be whiny or to be obnoxious, but I just had a really good message with it, and it resonated with a lot of people. Statistically, the video fucking flopped. It's a 9 of 10, 8 of 10. It's not even like near 100K. But this has been my loudest video in terms of what I got from it. The fucking like to dislike ratio is crazy. The amount of shares I've gotten of it is crazy. And it's the best comment section I've ever had. Which is funny because in that Last of Us video, the one that I put so much fucking time and sleepless nights into, had one of the worst comment sections I've ever had. And then just to see that people are so vulnerable and nice and appreciative online from that fucking Rocket one really did something to me. I read every comment on there. It's something I dreamt about getting, but never thought it was actually going to happen. And I actually moved a lot of people. I stuck with them for a whole week. So I'm sticking with some of them now. They watched that thing a couple times, and they really loved how genuine I was in it. And I was so afraid of that. And so while being so afraid of it, I appreciated so much of what it was. But then after finishing that video, the discipline in me just locked the fuck in. And I realized, like, yeah, like I want to be a YouTuber. So then I just hauled ass to the Pixar one. And from being the entertainer again, I got the views I wanted. So I've gotten the small little validation I wanted, the humanity of people kind of appreciating me as a person, being able to make one of my most fucking desired projects and not getting completely shit on for it. And I made an entertainment project that has completely done good in fucking views and statistics. And weirdly, while I like the statistics and the growth, it does feel like I'm kind of chasing my tail, where I just have to get onto the next one, onto the next one. And I really always think about that Rocket video. That Rocket video was made with the intention of not blowing up at all. That's why I was so content with moving on to the next one, because that Rocket video was just completely me. And when I look at that comment section, I've learned a lesson that I truly do love this stuff. I love it so much where I don't care about views anymore. I needed that Rocket video to flop while getting a ton of comments. I'm not just in it for the money. If I was in it for the money, I could have fucking been a slop channel or made like a second fucking daily upload channel. There's so many avenues I could have gone. Could have milked the icebergs, but I just didn't want to. Sometimes I do chase like algorithm food, and I try to be strategic with it. I haven't been strategic enough with it, so that's been one of my main problems. But I sometimes learn that the best way to be a YouTuber is by simply just loving what you do. And I watched The Bear recently, and the whole premise of that show is that the main character just completely loves what he does so much that he's okay with all the downsides of it. There's a lot of downsides of YouTube. It could get fucking morally bleak. Sometimes it feels like there's no light at the end of a tunnel. You could put so much work just for a video to flop and do nothing. It's like any career, really. Any career of the arts where sometimes passion and heart and effort will not equal the numbers you want. The stat padding and the numbering game is fucking deadly. But if you truly just love something enough and you do it just for the sake of doing it, you won't ever be as disappointed as doing something purely for numbers. I genuinely love this. I love being able to express myself and help some people like think and maybe even find themselves. I don't fear as much of being pretentious or chasing stats, and I actually definitely want to do this. I want to do this so bad that I'm now holding myself accountable with scheduling and uploads, and I'm going to try not to be as perfectionist. And this is just a big lesson I've learned in the span of a small little time with 2 videos and kind of being in a weird place. I try to discredit earlier flockness, but I watched some of those, and I really do gain a perspective of how I used to think. I was in a fucking slump of perfectionism, a slump of like just trying to be the best I could be without taking a notice that me trying to one-up myself every fucking time left my channel in a position where it was so quiet for so long that people forgot I even existed. And that's the problem. Sometimes it's not always about how good the video could be. It's just about the video you make. That rocket video didn't cure cancer. It wasn't fucking edited to the perfection. Some of it was just B-roll and there's a couple editing mistakes. But it's just, you listen with your heart and your ears instead of just looking at the visual. Because sometimes the visual's not everything. And that's what I'm learning. Sometimes the visual's not everything. You got to take risk when you're doing stuff. You got to fucking put your all sometimes. All your eggs in one basket, one thing. Sometimes make the thing you don't think is going to do good. Because that's what art is. That's what loving the shit you do is. It's not always about the end goal, but the journey to get there. And I've woken up to this realization, but then I also kind of fear the ways to get there. I think I'm so in love with this that I have obsessions of ways to kind of... It is an obsession, kind of. I'm so obsessed now with making this work and doing this good that I'm completely content with kind of losing myself a little bit because of it. Just complete isolation, grind, nothing but thinking about this because this is just something I want so fucking bad. Even if it requires me to be a hermit and maybe fucking distance from people, as unhealthy as that sounds. This is something I truly love. I don't view it as just a little hobby or a side thingy. Seeing the results I recently got in terms of just luck and also like actual pure genuine feedback to something I put my fucking heart into makes me love this. I love this. I love this so much more than anything else. And I'm going to come back to flockness again and talk, I guess, about stuff. I needed this month to kind of find out what I'm doing. And I kind of know how I want to end this year. And that's a good thing to say because I didn't think I was going to get there. But I did. So thank you for listening to this flockness. I know it's been a minute. I know there's some new of you. I'm going to try to upload more on the main channel, do more stuff here, and just kind of be with this. I guess we learn as we go. We'll see. I've been thinking about this stuff for a while. So it felt good to get off my chest. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.